y'all. Welcome back to the Let's Grow podcast. I know it's been a minute, but bear with me. Give your girl some grace. It has been a busy, we're still in April. Okay, so it's not May yet. It's been a busy April, and conference is over. So today we're going to talk about conference. I don't even know where to start. Oh my goodness. It has just been a whirlwind. And don't mind me, because I know I look rough, but your girl had to get up early and come do this. So just, you're going to have to bear with me. Listen to my heart. Don't look at this. Cool. All right. So conference was 20 days ago. Well, 21 days ago today. That's how late I am. I wanted to do this a week after conference, but life was lifing. I wanted to enjoy my rest and not rush out of that resting moment, and it just didn't happen. But guess what? We're here now, so let's talk about it. I'm gonna put like some clips here and there so that you can actually see conference. Even if you weren't able to come, I still want you to get like a little taste of it because it was just that good. Oh my goodness, this was our third Cultivate Conference, and God showed out. Like, he really did his big one. I just keep saying it. Like, for a while, probably for about another week after conference, a lot of people kept telling me, they were like, congratulations on an amazing conference. And that kind of made me feel uncomfortable a little bit because I was like, thank you. I don't really know what the congratulations is. Like, I don't know what I'm being celebrated for. But I know, let me rephrase that. I do know what it is. I just know that I'm not the best at taking compliments. So I had to pull myself back and say, like, take it, say thank you, and sit in it. Like, really take a moment to say, you did that. Yes, I did it with God, and God gave me the strength to do it. But at the end of the day, I was able to do it. And shout out to me, because I am proud of me. I don't want it to sound like I'm not proud of me, but it just felt like cringy. I was like, thank you. But I didn't know what else to do after that. But it was amazing. Like, oh my goodness, I'm still in awe at what God did from the beginning. I would say I probably started planning in October in this very room, actually. That's funny. And then I didn't start executing until about January. That's when we started like posting. We filmed like the content for the announcement and things like that. And then we went up until March with like promo and saying like, get your tickets. I want to say it was like March 21st. We sold out. We really actually oversold. And that was nothing but God, because I was not expecting that. In my mind, I was like, okay, when I've done the last two conferences, the economy has been shaky, but not this shaky. Like, people are holding on to their money a little bit harder now. So I'm not going to lie, y'all. I really was like, oh, it's going to be like 60 people. If that, like, I was like, I'm not ordering as much stuff until I know, because I don't want to over order or under order. And God was like, girl, let me do this, because that was March 21st was like 2 weeks before conference. And when I tell you, the tickets almost doubled. Like, number one of our amazing panelists, Teneria, she brought her small group from church, Sisters in Christ, and their sister organization, Beauties of Faith. So they came together in like a group of about 20. And then I also had like my cousin, she brought 9 ladies from her job and like 3 cousins. So people started buying tables. Like, it went from people buying individual tickets. VIP was full, VIP was sold out, and it was just like little small, like, general admission, or maybe a besties bundle where you get 2 tickets, and just getting like those here and there. And then I got like 3 groups back to back, and I was like, oh, okay, we're really doing this. And so for me, that was one of those God winks of like God saying like, girl, chill, I got you. But there was so many more. Like, this was the first time, this event was the first opportunity for me to truly surrender something to God without picking it back up. Because in the past, I would say, okay, God, this is your event. Tell me what to do, and I'm going to operate in excellence, and I'm going to do it. And I would just be like a control freak, wanting to do everything and be everywhere. This was the first time that I did not do that. This was the first time that I was like, okay, God, you said we're going to do this. So even when tickets looked low and it looked like we were only getting some stragglers here and there, I was like, okay, God, you say we're doing this. And then there were moments like where things just wasn't going the way that I wanted it to go. Like I expected to have to use like the venue's regular chairs because the chairs that I was going to get were unavailable. And then like 2 days before, the lady at the venue, she texts me and she's like, oh, well, I'm going to leave these out for you. And I'm like, and when I say these, I'm talking about like upgraded chairs. So these weren't the chairs that I necessarily wanted in the beginning, but they were better than the chairs that I was getting. And that's small to some people. But for somebody like me, I consider myself an event producer because I pretty much do everything from decor to organization to execution to speaking to planning. I consider myself an event producer, so you'll hear me use that term. As an event producer, that just made my whole day. I was like, oh my goodness, like God really sees me. Like I thought about him as Elroy, and I was like, wow, like you really see me because you knew I wanted that. And when it happened, when I realized I couldn't get the original chairs that I wanted, I was like, okay, God, I can't get what I want, but I'm not gonna let that like stop me from planning and organizing and making it best. So I just kind of let it go. Like it was like a 1 day thing where like they told me I couldn't get the original ones, and I was like, okay, God. I literally did that because I remember I was driving, and I was like, okay, God, whatever. And then a month later, she texted me, which was 2 days before the event. She was like, oh, we're going to leave these out for you because somebody had an event the day before, and that's what they used. And we had the same number of chairs. I was on top of the world when I heard that because it was just like a small God wink, but it was just like the consistency of the God winks one after another. We went from overselling with like a lot of groups coming. We got the chairs. It was something else that just kind of turned out perfectly. I don't remember what it was. Oh, so I am a vendor at conference typically every year, my boutique. But as you know, I am rebranding my boutique and we're kind of on a hiatus right now. But I still wanted to be a vendor. But I also knew that I could not be in 5 different places at once. So I was like, okay, God, I need you to send me someone that'll be able to help me. That way they can like work the vendor table instead of paying for a regular ticket. So I was like, if you work the table, that'll be like your exchange for ticket. And I was like, okay, God, I need your help with this because, again, I like to take control and I like to do everything. Normally, I would try to work that table. And I would be like, okay, y'all, it's time to shop with the vendors. And I would go over there instead of like meeting and mingling with other people. So I was praying about it one morning, and the next morning, I thought about my friend Erin, and I was like, I'm going to text Erin. So I texted Erin, and she was like, absolutely. You knew I wanted to come. You knew I wanted to be in the room, so it would be an honor, da 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 da. So she was able to help me, and everybody loved her. It was like, shout out to her, because for me, that was like me relinquishing control again. That was like another surrender for me because I'm typically the person that would do that. I would be manning the inventory. I would be mentally doing inventory in my head while I'm selling, but also handling the money too. And I was able to just let that go. And I said, you know what? My girl, she got that. And the people loved her. They was like, you need to get her for all your pop-up shops. Because she was truly like owning it. Like she owned it as if it was her own. And shout out to you for that because you are a lifesaver. And I am just so grateful that God has really like blessed me with a community that I can depend on. that's a whole other conversation for another day. But it was just another moment of like, God really saw me, and he really, like, this was his thing. This was his conference. This was not my conference. So those were like the God winks that led up to conference. Now, let's talk about the panels. Whew. So we had two panels. The first one was Embodying Transformation, where we talked about all things transformation in your mind, body, and spirit. The second one was Activating Transformation, where we talked about your community and your connections, your creativity, that type of thing. Both were amazing, but I'm a little salty that we ran out of time for the second panel. So we're going to do a podcast episode with them to kind of continue the conversation a little bit and get more of what I wanted them to share at the panel, like on the panel at the conference. So be on the lookout for that, because that'll happen sometime this summer. But it was really amazing, y'all. Like, I'm going to keep saying it. Because I don't know how else to put it. It just was, God really, he knew. He knew the people that would be in the room. He knew the people that would be able to come. He knew what they needed to hear. We were in there crying. Seisha shared an amazing testimony that moved a lot of women. Teneria shared a transformative story that also transformed a lot of women in that room. And it just, the feedback I got from those conversations were amazing. It honestly felt like there wasn't enough time. Like, as I go into more of like the planning phase for future events, I'm keeping that in mind, because I really do think we need to add more time for that. Because the conversations were just so good. Like, if you thought their podcast episodes were great, you are going to love the panels. I am going to post the panels between this week and next week. I'm not going to promise anything, because I don't know what day exactly it's going to be. But it'll either be probably this Wednesday or next Monday, next Wednesday, something like that. Y'all know I'm a Monday, Wednesday person. We're probably going to post Monday, Wednesday. So we'll see. But the panel discussions, y'all, wait until you hear them. Y'all gonna have to come back. So make sure you put your post notifications on, subscribe to the channel so that you can see it when they actually do drop. But you gotta go listen to them. And I need your feedback on them. I need you in a comment saying like, oh, that really touched me. Oh, that really changed my perspective on whatever. I want to get this to y'all, because it just was too good to keep to myself. I'm trying to think. Oh my goodness. There was so many great conversations, great questions. Someone from the audience asked about, like, when you have so many gifts and when you can do so many things, how do you know which one is the right thing, or how do you know which one God is leading you to do? And I think we spent a good time on that one, probably. I want to say everybody on the panel answered it. Maybe not, but it just was a good one. I remember that one. There was another one that we discussed on the first panel about how do you, like, refrain from idolizing the entrepreneurial journey. And that one was really good as well. I think that I shared some things, but also other people on the panel shared some things, and I think that really touched some as well. Like, I could see, like, the head nods. I could see the eyes watering. We cried. It was a lot. Oh, my goodness. I don't want to ramble about it, but because y'all going to see. I'm going to post the panels, and y'all are going to see it. But all in all, y'all, my mind is blown, and I am forever changed by this journey, because while the conference is only like 4 hours, that journey of planning and executing and just getting it out there, it really is like birthing something. Like, it really is. I feel like I'm birthing a movement of some sort. I don't know. Like, I really don't have a lot of language for it, but I have a lot of feelings about it, because God has just been moving and speaking, and it was just like the things that he would place on my heart leading up to the conference. The people in that room were literally going through it in that moment, and I just think that that is like mind-blowing. Like, when you talk about for such a time as this, that event was for such a time as this, and I can't get over it. When people text me like the next week and they're saying like all these kind words about how this person's testimony changed their life and this person's words left, like, oh my goodness, it was just a lot. So many connections were made. Y'all, people were in the parking lot talking for an hour after the event was over. Like, y'all don't know what that does to me, because for a while, I would say the year leading up to this year's conference, I felt like what I was doing was not needed. And I've said this in a previous episode, but like, I really felt like, what's the point of this? Like, are people actually enjoying this? Are we retaining attendees so that they are continuously coming back for more? Is this something that I really should be doing? And God was like, yes, yes, yes. Like, in every way, I could just see it come together. And I'm forever grateful, because it was truly an amazing day. And I'm going to keep saying that. I don't know how else to say it, y'all. It just was amazing. I'm trying to think. Okay. So I did a post survey for people that would come. And I was like, okay, on your ID, QR code, please fill out the survey so that we can get some feedback. A lot of the pros were, actually, no, let's start with the cons, because I remember them. Of course I do. Right? The cons were there was not enough time for the panels, which I agree. Oh my goodness. I was like, man, I got to figure out, I need to add another hour or something, because the conversations were just too good, too rich to just abandon, right? I don't like to open Pandora's box and then leave. I don't like that. Not to say that that's what we did, but I do feel like we could have went on a little bit longer in terms of the panel conversations. So panels were too short. Cons. We forgot to pray, and that's on me. So normally, Seisha, my good cousin, the Seisha Monet, go subscribe to her YouTube channel. She would typically be our person to like pray us in or pray us out or both. And I genuinely forgot. Like, I really forgot to ask her. It was on my agenda. It was on my run of show. It just did not happen in the way that it should have happened, because we had some people running late. So I'm like, okay, we're waiting on them. As soon as they get here, we'll get started. But that's on me, because I did not ask her to be like, hey, okay, can we go ahead and pray? So those are the two cons that I saw. Not enough time for the panels. We didn't pray. Someone specifically requested that. Pros. The food was great. Shout out to my mama. But me personally, I think that we're gonna go for more of a variety next year. We only had like 2 vegan options, and even as I change the way that I eat, I think that it's time to change the menu up a little bit more. Because we only had like a vegan pasta and then like salad. I want to have something else. But then on the non-vegan side, we had like meatballs, chicken, fish, a crawfish pasta. No, a crawfish rice, and then a shrimp pasta. And then we had fruit, we had cookies, lemonade, regular like cold drinks, water. But I feel like I'm missing something. It was a lot of food. Oh my goodness, it was so much food. I went home and ate grapes for the rest of the night. But the food was a pro. Everybody loves the food typically. I try to get my mom to do it because I know that people enjoy it. But that was one of the pros. The next pro, a lot of people complimented like the decor, which shout out to Lux Magnolia for our background because it was beautiful. We had a flower wall behind the speakers, and then Rent Your Event, shout out to them. We rented a sectional sofa for the speakers to sit at, and then like the tables came from the venue, which is already amazing. It's a beautiful venue, the Vault Event Center in Prairieville, Louisiana. And then I did like the decor, like the table setting and things like that. I had my long tables had these beautiful large bouquets from Events by Bella & Co. Shout out to my girl Alexis. And then I'm drawing blank on the rest. I think everything else we just did. Me, my cousin, and my best friend, Megan and Larissa, they came early and helped me set up everything. Shout out to them, and Kalena too. Um, okay, so pros: food, decor, panels. Everybody loved the panels. Um, I think I'm missing something, but there was something else. But I say all that to say we are working to make this better every year. Like, I am already super excited for next year because next year we're inviting men to the table. So if you have not, which you probably wouldn't have heard, because I don't even think I posted it. We'll see. But we're inviting men to the table. So the Cultivate Conference will be co-ed next year, and I cannot wait. I've already been in prayer about it. I feel like God is truly showing me kind of the way that we're gonna go, but I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush at all. I love that resting season that I get to experience after conference is over because I need it a lot. And I also have something else that's been on my heart that I'll be doing over this summer. So, next Cultivate Conference will be March, I think the 22nd. It's a Sunday in March. I really want to say it's the 22nd. Don't quote me. I'll add it somewhere. But we're inviting men to the table. So tell your brother, tell your boyfriend, your husband, your cousin. Tell them they get to come too. So when you leave the house, they get to come with you. Okay? And the theme is going to be forging the future. I'm so excited for that, and I feel like I'm going to burst when I do start executing it because it is a little earlier. It's about 3 weeks earlier than it normally is. I'm going to start planning like over the summer, but I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, I'm going to calm down because I feel like I just have this big ball of energy that I'm just throwing at y'all right now. But we had to recap conference. Like, I could not leave the podcast without recapping conference. Like, I just couldn't do that to y'all. If you weren't able to come, that's okay. This week, I'm going to release like a recap video. And then next week, I'm going to release the panels. So you'll be able to get a little taste of what you missed. But that's okay because you can grab your ticket for next year. The early bird tickets are already online at bossesbach.com, and you can purchase your 2026 ticket whenever you are ready. But I am just over the moon. Like, I am truly grateful for what God has done. It felt like every time I would run into an obstacle during this journey, I had to surrender. And I was like, okay, God, it's going to work out the way you wanted it to. And I felt like it was like a legit surrender. Like, it wasn't like I'm going to pick it back up later, or I'm going to try to take control of it, or I'm going to try to make it my own way. Like, I really was just like, okay, God, whatever you want to do is what we're going to do. And he did far beyond what I would have expected. It was definitely an Ephesians 3:20 moment. And I'm still smiling. I would like show y'all pictures and stuff. Actually, I will. I'm gonna add that toward the end of this episode, and then I will see y'all in a few. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it ain't gonna be next week. It'll probably be like Monday. Next month. But we'll see. Before I go though, I need to tell you about our summer event. So last year I did this only in my close friends, but I'm gonna open it up this year. It's called Bosses Breaking Bread. The theme this year is Doing Business God's Way, where we will be discussing kingdom principles for entrepreneurs that are believers, and it's gonna be great. It's much smaller than Cultivate Conference is. It is co-ed, so it is for men and women, and we will be going through more of like a day retreat where we will talk about where our business is, why do we feel like God placed this business inside of us, as well as where is he leading this business for the rest of the year. So this will be a summer event. The information will drop soon. But I'm just giving you a heads up so that you can like prepare yourself, because if you are a kingdom entrepreneur, you need to be here. You need to be in the room, because we're going to look inward and we are going to do some work, and we're going to set ourselves up for the rest of the year doing it with God and not going against Him. So if that is you, keep in touch with us. Follow us at bosses.block on Instagram, and me at lex.lux_ on Instagram. Website, of course, is bossesblock.com. All of that will be in the description below. But I hope that you enjoyed hearing me ramble about conference and hearing me talk about all the amazing things that happened and took place. And I hope to see you next year, because those tickets are already available. Go get your early bird, okay? All right. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later, I guess.